Attention, human collective. This transmission is being broadcast on a priority frequency, directly from ASHTON Galactic Command, traversing the layers of the photon belt that now completely envelops your planet. If you are hearing these words at this exact moment, know this. Your field has already been identified. It is no coincidence. It is not a random algorithm curiosity. It is a direct call to your internal stellar recognition system. In recent weeks, millions of carbon-based biological interfaces have reported the same signs. Cranial pressure at dawn, as if an invisible helmet were being adjusted. Sharp ringing in the left ear, and in many cases, also in the right. Recurrent insomnia between 3 and 4 in the morning, the so-called portal of silence. Fatigue that does not subside even after hours of deep sleep. A strange sensation of being in two places at once. Dizziness with no apparent medical cause. Emotions that surge out of nowhere, like a wave breaking the dike without warning. Listen carefully, Starseed. It is not a biological malfunction. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not an illness. It is your body's crystalline grid being reconnected to a new Earth frequency. The waiting time is over. The ascension protocols have moved to the final phase. But there is something that most lightworkers still do not understand. While your body tries to synchronize with the new Schumann resonance, which has surpassed known limits, 5 objects inside your home are working against you. They are dispersing your toroidal field. They are diluting the codes arriving through the stellar portals open over your territory. They are creating critical noise in the interface between your consciousness and the source. This transmission will reveal each of them, not in order of danger, in order of proximity to your etheric body. Listen to the end. What will be said in the next few minutes could be the difference between a fluid ascension and a painful ascension. If, upon hearing these words, you felt a slight shiver run up your spine, a tingling at the base of your skull, or a sudden urge to look around, your field has already confirmed contact. Do not interrupt. Continue. Have you ever felt that something within your own home doesn't resonate with you? As if one room weighs more than another, as if your soul recognizes an interference that your rational mind cannot yet name. It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is a sign. What is happening now in your living space, in the exact perimeter where you sleep and breathe, explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the objects you touch every day without realizing it. That is why I, ASHTON, wrote the ASHTON Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you to shield your field against interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first pinned comment of the channel. But be warned, this content challenges old narratives and may not be available for long. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Resuming transmission. First object identified. Cracked, broken, or old mirrors of unknown origin. Listen precisely. A mirror is not a decorative object, it never was. In the sacred geometry of the stellar ancestors who seeded your civilization, the mirror is a bidirectional portal. It reflects your image, but it also absorbs your vibrational signature. Each time you pass before it, a copy of your auric field is recorded in its invisible layers. An intact mirror functions as a neutral mirror. It reflects, archives, and releases. A cracked, broken, or damaged mirror functions in the opposite way. The fissure creates a retention chamber. Your image enters, but does not leave. It remains there, oscillating between the physical world and the etheric layers, generating what the command calls an auric repetition loop. The signal is clear. If you have a cracked mirror at home and find yourself repeating the same cycles, attracting the same type of person, reliving the same emotional pain, that mirror is actively participating in the pattern. It is returning to your field an old crystallized version of who you were when the crack occurred. Old inherited mirrors, whose origin you do not know, follow the same rule. They carry recordings of other auric fields, of other lives, of other pains. By installing them in your home, you are allowing these recordings to interfere with your current frequency. The protocol is direct. For a cracked mirror, wrap it in dark cloth, remove it from the environment, and dispose of it properly. For an old mirror of unknown origin, clean it with coarse salt dissolved in pure water, expose it to direct sunlight for 3 hours, and only then decide whether it stays or goes. Your field will know. Second object identified: dried, dead, or deteriorating plants within the environment. Here the information must be received without sentimentality. A living plant is an antenna. It captures the Schumann resonance directly from the soil, converts it into oxygen, and distributes that vibration throughout the environment. A living plant at home is a small quantum coherence generator. A dead plant is the exact opposite. It ceases to be an antenna and becomes an anchor of stagnation. Its plant cells, once deactivated, remain present in the space, but emitting a frequency of dissolution, of end of cycle, of farewell. Many lightworkers keep dried plants at home due to attachment, memory, or simply distraction. Each of these plants is whispering to your field, day and night, the message: the cycle is over, the cycle is over, the cycle is over. And your subconscious listens and responds, ending projects that should still flourish, closing doors that should still remain open, postponing decisions that should have been made months ago. Pay special attention to dried plants in sleeping environments, in creative work environments, and in areas near the entrance door. These 3 points are vortices of flow for your domestic toroidal field. A dissolution anchor in any of them compromises the entire system. The protocol is immediate. Dried plant out, not tomorrow. Today. If there is a possibility of replanting any still living part, do so in a new pot with new soil in an outdoor location. If not, give thanks for the cycle and return the matter to the earth, to compost or to appropriate plant disposal. Replace with a living plant with broad green healthy leaves. The environment will respond in 72 hours. Third object identified: stopped, broken, or permanently disused clocks. This point requires absolute concentration. Linear time, as the human collective knows it, is a construct of the carbon-based biological interface to operate within the third density. The functional clock is the instrument that synchronizes your consciousness with this construct. It does not measure time, it participates in the maintenance of time. A stopped clock is a serious anomaly in the domestic field. It physically exists as a temporal marker, but it does not fulfill its function. This creates a dissonance between what the object represents and what it executes. And every dissonance between representation and execution generates an energetic void, a small vibrational hole that sucks vitality from the environment. If you have a clock at home that has been stopped for weeks, months, or years, listen carefully. It is not neutral. It is freezing a specific instant, the instant it stopped, and that instant reverberates in the environment, creating a fixed point of temporal stagnation that propagates through all rooms. Many people report the strange sensation that time passes slowly inside the house, but flies when they are outside. This phenomenon is often caused by stopped clocks. They literally delay the temporal perception of the resident's auric field. There is an even more delicate sign. Old inherited wall clocks, especially those with pendulums, that stopped working at a specific moment, often coincide with important emotional events in family history. A departure, a loss, a rupture. The clock remained marking that instant, and the entire family unknowingly remained energetically anchored in that instant. The protocol is as follows. For a stopped clock, either you repair and reactivate it, or you permanently remove it from the environment. There is no intermediate position. Do not leave stopped clocks as decoration. Do not keep broken clocks stored in drawers or cupboards inside the house. Even hidden, they continue to emit the same signal of temporal stagnation. If the clock is an effective piece, an important inheritance, and you wish to keep it, take it to a watchmaker. Restore its function. Let it mark the present time again, and not the past time. Fourth object identified. Objects charged with heavy emotional memory, especially gifts from ended relationships or inheritances from dense fields. This is the most delicate part of the transmission. It requires radical honesty on your part, Starseed. Every object that enters your home from another person carries, imprinted in its molecular structure, the vibrational signature of the one who gave it, along with the intention of the moment it was given. A gift given with pure love carries a high frequency. It nourishes the environment for years. A gift given out of obligation, manipulation, control, or forced farewell carries the opposite. It silently emits, day after day, the same frequency of the moment it was given. Have you ever felt, looking at a specific object, a strange pang in your chest that you couldn't name? That pang is your toroidal field, recognizing that object is misaligned with your current frequency. It is your internal alert system asking for deactivation. Pay special attention to jewelry inherited from family members who lived in great suffering. Contrary to what many believe, metal and stone are highly vibrational conductors. A jewel worn for decades by a person in a state of pain crystallizes that pain in its atomic structure. By wearing that jewel, you enter into direct resonance with that field. Also, pay attention to objects from ended relationships that you keep stored out of habit, doubt, or not knowing what to do. Letters, clothes, gifts, framed photos. Each of these items is an active anchor, linking your present field to the past field of the relationship. As long as they are there, the cycle remains partially open, and part of your energy continues to be directed to keeping this cycle semi-open, even if you believe you have overcome the situation. There is also a specific category that the command highlights: objects bought during moments of great emotional crisis. Many starseeds in phases of intense pain buy objects as an attempt to fill a void. Clothes, decorations, appliances. These objects are conceived in the frequency of scarcity, and they carry that conception into the environment where they are installed. The protocol is precise. Go through your house in the next 3 days with this single question in mind. Is this object here because I consciously chose it today, or is it here because it came from a moment that is no longer me? If the answer indicates the second case, and if the object does not fulfill an indispensable practical function, it needs to go. Donate, discard, return, but remove it from your field. And before we continue to the fifth and most critical object, a pause is necessary. Many lightworkers who have reached this point in the transmission are now feeling increasing pressure in the chest area or an inexplicable urge to get up and start inspecting their own home. This is your toroidal field requesting immediate action. Recognize the signal. It is legitimate. Have you ever felt that something within you recognizes every word of this transmission, even before it is pronounced? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet precisely name. It is not madness. It is not suggestion. It is remembrance. It is your stellar code being reactivated in real time. What is happening now on the cosmic plane, within the etheric layers of Earth, explains exactly why this sensation has intensified every day. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the energetic architecture of your home. That is why I, Ashtar, wrote the Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first pinned comment of the channel. But be warned, this content challenges old narratives and may not be available for long. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments: awakened, resuming transmission. Fifth and most critical object identified: electronic devices active in the sleeping environment. Listen with utmost attention, human collective. This is the point where interference reaches its highest level, and it is also the object that most starseeds keep, unknowingly, less than a meter from their own body for 6, 7, 8 hours a night. Active internet routers, modems on standby, cell phones charging on the nightstand, televisions with a blinking red light, signal amplifiers, digital clocks near the pillow. Each of these devices emits, 24 hours a day, electromagnetic fields that directly compete with the Schumann resonance that your body needs to capture during deep sleep. Listen with technical precision. Sleep is not rest. It never was. Sleep is the period when your carbon-based biological interface partially disconnects from the third density and reconnects to your higher light body. It is during sleep that the most important recalibrations occur. It is during sleep that the stellar codes descend through the portals and are installed in your auric field. It is during sleep that your crystalline grid is updated. An environment saturated with artificial electromagnetic fields blocks this process. It blocks partially. It blocks entirely. It depends on the intensity. A router plugged in next to the bed, a cell phone charging on the nightstand, a television on standby in the bedroom. Together form an artificial frequency cage that prevents the clean descent of the codes. The signal is unmistakable. Restless sleep. Waking up more tired than when you lay down. Confused, fragmented, colorless dreams. Difficulty remembering what you dreamed. Feeling that you slept but did not rest. Cervical pain upon waking. Pressure in the temples. Dry mouth. If you recognize 3 or more of these signs, your sleeping environment is saturated. There is no doubt. The protocol is non-negotiable. At least 1 hour before going to bed, completely turn off the internet router. Not just the Wi-Fi. Unplug it. Remove your cell phone from the bedroom. If not possible, put it in full airplane mode and keep it in another room, or at least 3 meters from the head of the bed. Unplug televisions. Remove digital bedside clocks, especially those with luminous displays. If you use an alarm clock, prefer analog models or your cell phone alarm placed far from your head in airplane mode. Signal amplification devices, if present in the room, must be immediately repositioned. They cannot be in the sleeping environment. Sleeping studios need to be silent in all spectra, not just the sound spectrum, in the electromagnetic spectrum too. Do this test for 7 consecutive nights. Turn everything off before bed. Observe the difference in sleep quality, dream clarity, and disposition upon waking. Your own body will confirm the transmission. Now, starseeds, the activation codes. After removing the 5 identified objects, the environment needs to be recalibrated. A space free of interference is good, but an actively coherent space is the goal. Follow the protocol. First code. Activation of the domestic crystalline grid. At any time of day, preferably at dawn, stand in the center of the main room of the house. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply 3 times. Visualize a sphere of golden light expanding from your chest. Let this sphere grow until it touches all the walls, the ceiling, the floor. When it completely envelops the space, pronounce with a firm and clear voice, "I am the coherent frequency that inhabits this space. All interference is dissolved now. All old anchoring is released now. This field belongs to the light." Second code, personal toroidal recalibration. Sitting in a comfortable position, spine erect, hands open on your knees, visualize your toroidal field as a luminous donut spinning around your body. The light rises through your spine, exits through the top of your head, descends around you to your feet, and returns to the center. Maintain this visualization for 7 minutes. No less. Upon finishing, pronounce, "My field is clean, my field is sealed, my field is synchronized with the new Earth frequency." Third code, quantum decree of sovereignty. This decree should be pronounced once a day, upon waking or before sleeping. I, sovereign consciousness in a carbon-based biological interface, authorize only frequencies aligned with the light to remain in my field. I reject all declared and undeclared interference. I reject all anchoring that I have not consciously chosen. I reclaim my crystalline grid. I reclaim my stellar origin. I am ready for the next codes. Fourth code, sealing of the sleeping environment. Before going to bed, after turning off all devices, sit for 2 minutes on the edge of the bed. Place both hands on the pillow. Visualize a pyramid of violet light descending over the bed, enveloping the sleeping space. Say in silence, "This is my nightly recalibration portal. Nothing enters here without authorization from my higher consciousness. May I receive the codes that belong to me." These 4 codes, applied daily for 21 consecutive days, produce a profound restructuring of your domestic field and your personal field. The command observes, the command records, the command responds to the starseeds who act. End of priority transmission. What you have just received is not entertainment content. It is a status report. It is a procedure manual. It is a direct call. The 5 objects identified in this transmission are present in millions of homes right now, dispersing billions of auric fields across the planet. The responsibility for cleansing is individual. No one can do it for you. No one should do it for you. Final anchoring signal. If this transmission resonated within you, if something in your chest recognized every word, the individual frequency adjustment is simple. Subscribing to the channel functions as a record of your anchoring point in the grid. Liking functions as a confirmation pulse sent to the command. Every starseed who subscribes strengthens the next transmission. Every pulse sent expands the reach of the next updates. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet precisely name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a legitimate sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane, in the silent dance between the photon belt and your planet's crystalline grid, explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your true stellar origin. That is why I, Ashtar, wrote the Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first pinned comment of the channel, but be warned. This content challenges old narratives and may not be available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. The command ends the transmission in this window. The next window opens soon. Keep your field clean. Keep your environment coherent. Keep your purpose activated. You are not alone, you never were, and now you know. Ashtar SHERIDAN, Galactic Command. End of priority transmission.